recognized by their colleagues for being amazing during the first year. They really dug into the work and were exceptional. So we'd like to recognize Christina Marks from Mill Elementary School as our elementary Rookie Teacher of the Year, Rookie Rockstar Teacher of the Year, and Odelis Perez as our, from Bastrop High School as our secondary Rookie Teacher Rockstar. So we're happy to get an individual picture of you.
Get the whole stage.
Yes, oh, yes. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks for your service this year. And now I'm excited to get to recognize the Teachers of the Years from each of our campuses. These were selected by our faculties as the best of the best, representing our really talented faculty. So we're very proud. If you are in the audience, again, please come up for a group photo at the end. From Bluebonnet Elementary School, we have Cecilia Suarez. From Camino Real, we have Sandra Alvarez. From Cedar Creek Elementary, we have Laura Palombi. From Colony Oaks, we have Jana Borison. From Emile Elementary, we have Hannah Foran Jasek. From Lost Pines, we have Irma Jaimes. From Mina Elementary, we have Selena Hendricks. From Red Rock Elementary, we have Trent Lake. From Bastrop Intermediate School, we have Lee Davis. Cedar Creek Intermediate School, we have Sarah Cardenas Gutierrez. Bastrop Middle School, Dorothy R. Grigg. From Cedar Creek Middle School, Travis Robertson. From Bastrop High School, Sean Hensley. From Cedar Creek High School, Thomas Robert Kahn Jr. From Circa, we have Alan Lawrence. From Genesis High School, we have Teresa Acklin. From Special Programs, we have Elizabeth Agan. And from Gateway DAP, we have Catherine Stubbs. Let's give them all a huge round of applause. And at this time, we want to show a video showcasing our wonderful, talented Teachers of the Year.
You guys don't have to
y'all can
stand.
sit
You
down.
don't have to stand here for 3 minutes.
Y'all are welcome to stand there, but yeah.
Liz Egan is one of the most dedicated educators that I've experienced in 23 years of education. She's sort of the MacGyver of education. Liz can find a box, some flowers outside, and maybe some broken crayons, and she can create a lesson for her students out of that. Her dedication is really just unrivaled. Liz has had a student for several years that, because of multiple disabilities, a lot of people did not think that the student could learn Braille. And the one thing you don't want to do is tell Liz that one of her students can't do something. And that student learned Braille all because of Liz's hard work and dedication. Congratulations, Elizabeth Egan, on being the Bastrop ISD Elementary Teacher of the Year.
Hold on, everybody turn around. I just saw that photo shoot. I just had to come to see what's really going on over here. But there is something really going on here, because amongst one of you here, this whole group, we have our Elementary Teacher of the Year. Who could it be?
Who is it?
Where's Liz? There she is. She's trying not shy. We know she's not shy at all.
I'm in the witness relocation program.
Congratulations to Liz. You all know her. 33 years of education. And just on a personal note, one of the things that I so appreciate about Liz is how she helps me stay involved with her kids, with the kids. She brings by gifts, seasonal gifts, she brings the kids by. It's just wonderful how you do that, and we appreciate you and all that you've done, all the visits I've made out to campuses because of you, and so thank you so much and congratulations. I cannot think of anybody more deserving.
Without y'all and without your support, especially yours. The fact that, you allow our students to do community service and you accept it so willingly.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great job, Alan.
I've worked with him for over 15 years in a variety of different capacities. Alan is the preeminent English language arts teacher in Bastrop Independent School District. He's a mentor to our students and to our other teachers. He is the only teacher that I know that has his own fan club. The man is resilient. He rolls with the punches. He's here every day. He's just absolutely fantastic. I can't think of anybody else who I want teaching my daughter English to. Congratulations, Alan Laurent, on being Bastrop Independent School District's Secondary Teacher of the Year. Teachers and students, I need your attention. I really dropped the ball on this one. I thought the Saints pep rally was next Friday. It's not. It's in about 10 minutes. I need all circus students and teachers to get down to the cafeteria immediately. That's all of you. Let's go. Now, please.
Oh, my God. Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. We were driving by, and we heard on the announcements that Mr. Conradery dropped the ball. So we came running in to see what happened. But the truth of the matter is, thank you all for coming down. We are here to celebrate somebody extremely special. Every year, every campus picks a Teacher of the Year. And from the Teacher of the Year, what we do then is we pick the district secondary Teacher of the Year. And we are here to honor someone, but I gotta ask some questions first. I understand that this gentleman has a fan club. Is this true? Hey, and in fact, does he wear, do you guys have shirts or something with his ugly mug on it? Yeah? Hoodies and shirts? Is it a fundraiser? Hey, congratulations to Mr. Alan Laurent. I've known Mr. Laurent a long time since I've been in the school district. I've seen him as a teacher in the middle school. I've seen him as an assistant principal, but never have I seen him so happy and productive as he's been here with you all. So thank you all and congratulations.
Thank you. It's a huge surprise. As Mr. Edwards said, as a teacher, I've never been happier than when I'm here. And I'm amazed with all the good teachers we have here, the excellent staff we have here, that here I am holding this. So any of your teachers would be very deserving of this.
And so could I have Liz and Alan please come back up again? Liz hiding? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, our elementary and secondary district teachers of the year.
Dr. Wilford, while you have the podium, would you mind recognizing our top students for Circus, CCHS, Bastrop High School, including the valedictorian and salutatorian?
Absolutely, I can go ahead and do that. So I just got the honor of acknowledging our teachers, so I'm now happy to introduce some really proud principals to recognize some amazing students. So beginning with our Circa, can Mr. Conrado come up to recognize his top students?
Thank you, Dr. Wolford, and thank you, Board. We are very, very proud of our 5 students representing the Colorado River Collegiate Academy this year as our top 5. Number 5, and students, if you're here, I know some of you are, please come up here. Our number 5 student at the Colorado River Collegiate Academy is Gabriela Lozano. Gabriela is the daughter of Dr. Augustina and Joe Lozano, and she will attend Sam Houston State University and major in education. Hunter Leskowski is our number 4 student. Hunter is the son of Kirsten and Mark Leskowski. He will attend Texas State University and major in social work. Our number 3 student is Odin Turner. Odin is the son of Emily and Julian Turner, and he will attend Texas Tech University and major in accounting. The salutatorian for Colorado River Collegiate Academy class of 2024 is Tara Williams. Tara is the daughter of Carol Sadler and Mark Williams, and she will attend Washington University in St. Louis and major in architecture. And last but not least, the 2024 Colorado River Collegiate Academy valedictorian is Annika Wilkinson. Annika is the daughter of Diana and Mark Wilkinson, and she will attend Texas A&M University and major in biomedical engineering. Circa's top 5 students. Thank you.
Y'all take a picture outside. Now I'm happy to introduce Ms. Casey Stagman to recognize the Cedar Creek High School Top 10.
Yes, lots of personality.
Good evening. We will start with our top 10. Number 10 being Lisbeth Malagon Mendoza. I do want to preface, our students are on senior trip, so I don't know if many of them have made it back from senior trip. Lisbeth is the daughter of Angelina Mendoza. She will attend Texas State University and major in nursing. Number 9 student is Christy Natal. Christy is the daughter of Effie and Christopher Natal. She will attend the University of Texas at Austin and major in health and society. Luke Bauer, I know you're here, Luke.
I saw Luke.
Luke Bauer is our number 8 student. Luke is the son of Rachel and Bobby Bauer. He will attend Texas A&M University and will major in animal science. Our number 7 student is Connor Coleman. Connor is the son of Tanya and Ron Coleman. He plans to join the military and then possibly the fire department. James Castle is our number 6 student. James is the son of Jennifer and John Castle. He will attend Texas A&M University and will major in mechanical or petroleum engineering. Our number 5 student is Venus Gonzalez Vega. Venus is the daughter of Venus Vega and Pedro Gonzalez. She will attend the University of Texas at San Antonio and major in cybersecurity. Kaylee Martinez is our number 4 student for the class of 2024. She is the daughter of Yolanda and Alan Martinez. She will attend Texas Tech University and pursue a career as a physician's assistant in pediatrics. Our number 3 student is Erin Jamison. Erin is the daughter of Verna and Paul Jamison. She will attend the University of Texas at Austin and major in psychology. The salutatorian for Cedar Creek High School class of 2024 is Emily Dodge. Emily is the daughter of Susie and John Dodge. She will attend Rice University and double major in bioscience and political science. The 2024 Cedar Creek High School valedictorian is Paisley Smith. Paisley is the daughter of Jolene and John Smith. She will attend the University of Texas at Austin and will major in computer science. Take a picture outside for us. And lastly, not last but not least, our proud principal of Bastrop High School, Ms. Crystal Gabriel.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here tonight to recognize our top 10 students who are also student athletes. Number 10 student for Bastrop High School is Callie Lozano. Callie is the daughter of Heather and Ulysses Lozano. She'll be attending the University of Texas at Austin and majoring in biology. I should have prefaced it like when Stagman said, all of our seniors are also on senior trip today, so they are on a bus back from San Antonio, so they're unable to be at the board meeting this evening. But our number 9 student is Chloe Miller. Chloe is the daughter of Tara and Greg Miller. She will attend Texas A&M University and major in nutrition. Chase Bracewell is number 8. Chase is the son of Rachel and Brian Bracewell. He will attend Texas A&M University and major in business. Bastrop High School's number 7 student is Haley Loudon. Haley is the daughter of Tabitha and Brant Loudon. She will attend the University of Texas in Austin and major in business. Callie Kawazoe is number 6. Callie is the daughter of Brittany and Brian Kawazoe. She will attend Texas A&M University and major in kinesiology. Our number 5 student is Alejandra Ramirez. Alejandra is the daughter of Alice and Michael Ramirez. She will attend the University of Texas in Austin and major in government. Caleb Cadena is number 4. Caleb is the son of Tabitha and Luis Cadena. He will attend Southwestern University and major in mathematics. Number 3 is Isaac Reuter. Isaac is the son of Ariel and Kirby Reuter. He will attend Texas A&M University and major in aerospace engineering. And the salutatorian for Bastrop High School is Olivia Altamirano Newman. Olivia is the daughter of Sergio Altamirano and Sarah Newman Altamirano. She will attend the University of Texas in Austin and major in biology. And this year's valedictorian for Bastrop High School is Sydney Moylan. Sydney is the daughter of Heather and Evan Moylan. She will attend Southern Methodist University, major in business management, and specialize in entrepreneurship. Huge congratulations for our top 10 at Bastrop High School. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Gabriel. At this time, we'll go back for recognition on the Austin Regional Science Fair winners. We got Tabitha Wright, our K-12 science specialist. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, Dr. Warford, and school board members. On February 24th, 2024, 7 of our elementary schools participated in the Greater Austin Regional Science and Engineering Fair at the Palmer Event Center in Austin. From these 7 schools, we had 81 projects submitted. At the conclusion of the event, our district had 25 projects with first place ribbons, 40 projects with second place ribbons, and 12 projects with third place ribbons. I would like to present each school and the names of the students who placed at the Regional Science Fair. Bluebonnet Elementary, Cedar Creek Elementary, Colony Oaks Elementary, Emile Elementary, Lost Pines Elementary, Mina Elementary, and Red Rock Elementary. I would like to invite any of our science fair winners that are in the audience to the front to be recognized. Thank you again for your recognition of these students and their science accomplishments.
Congratulations. All right, our next recognition is for Cedar Creek High School competition barbecue team, state finalist. Presenter is Glenn Egger, our Cedar Creek High School sponsor.
Hey, thank you. It's good to be recognized. Appreciate it. Board President Muchink, board members, Superintendent Edwards, and Deputy Superintendent Dr. Lee. Thank you for your recognition. The team is going to be serving you our signature dish. This is called Cousin Marcia's Lemon Orange Cake. This is the dessert that we placed first in the regional barbecue competition in Rockwall. And that propelled us to the state competition where we actually got 10th in the state with this dessert out of nearly 100 teams. So we are missing some seniors tonight. I think they're at Kalahari, but I want to mention their names. Danathan Houston and Connor Smith. Our barbecue team lead and also a junior is Emmanuel Castillo. And sophomores, Vicente Camarillo and Eviana Garcia. And I think we've got some of their parents here tonight, if y'all wouldn't mind standing up. Family
Hey,
members.
Mom and Dad.
Thank you. All right, real quick, we've had a busy year. We started off the year serving food at the CCHS Carnival in the pouring rain. We did a sausage making tutorial. We cooked for the basketball team, the golf teams, at their annual tournaments. We spent some time branding Meet the Creek with help from Lily Fields is an artist, really talented artist at Cedar Creek High School. She helped us put the logo together, and also Dr. Lee. Of course, we competed at the region. We placed 38th out of the 100 teams at state. And we got this nifty article written about us in the Austin American Statesman. That was kind of cool. So again, thank you for the recognition. Meet the Creek will attend a barbecue symposium over the summer to refine our skills. We plan on coming back in the fall to build on our experience, do some serious fundraising so we can compete in multiple competitions next year and hopefully get to the state competition again. Oh, thank you. And I just got this really nice apron.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is the recipe like best kept secret or something we need to know about?
No, actually, the recipe is, I'm happy to give it to you.
Okay.
But I will tell you a
Will you
funny
send the
story.
kids over to my house to cook it?
Well, I tried to do it in the oven, like a conventional oven, and it was a complete disaster. So this morning, it's made in a Dutch oven with coals, and that was the only way we've ever done it. And so that was the only way it came out. So hopefully it tastes pretty good. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Congratulations.
Parents, thank you.
All right, our next recognition will be the Cedar Creek High School FFA Speaking State Qualifier and also the Bastrop Area Livestock Show. Amanda Brantley, our Director of College and Career and Military Readiness.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us up this evening. I'm actually going to turn it over to two of our ag teachers at Cedar Creek High School, Mr. Chad Gertz and Ms. Sierra Good.
That are arguing who's going to go first.
Yeah, exactly. Good evening. Thank you to the board, Dr. Brantley, Ms. Stagman, everyone in attendance. Thank you for the recognition. Big year in ag for us in Bastrop County in general. I can speak on the Bastrop and Cedar Creek side. In our livestock projects, we set a record in over $247,000 raised for students showing and exhibiting at our Bastrop Area Livestock Show. So can't happen without people in this room and to the parents, students involved. On the Cedar Creek side of things, we had a great year. Citlali Vega Perez, she couldn't be here today, excuse me, but she is the first to qualify for state in a state speaking event, and it's over chronic wasting disease in white-tailed deer. She won first in district, first in area, now is state-bound next month. So very happy to recognize her, and we want to send some recognition to some of our other ones.
So we have Abram Gonzalez. He was reserve champion, breeding gilt, swine showmanship champion, grand champion, large medal for ag mechanics. So will all of our Cedar Creek FFA and Bastrop and 4-H, y'all can come up. I guess I'll just read it off the slide. So we have Luke Bauer, beef pepper, grand, and showmanship. We have reserve public speaking, Brooke Napier, thank you. Reserve Gill, Abram Gonzalez, grand market, broilers, Luke Bauer, reserve, broiler and showmanship, Kyler Tucker, grand goat, Luke Bauer, reserve goat, Damian Guerrero, grand lamb, Paisley Foskey, reserve lamb, Ronald Collins III, grand rabbit, Lily Bradford, reserve rabbit, Hannah Sagabell, showmanship rabbit, Lawson Randall, reserve swine, Jack Tucker, showmanship swine, Abram Gonzalez, grand breeding goat, Paisley Foskey, small ag mech, grand, Damian Guerrero, small ag mech, reserve, Audrey Williams, fruit and vegetable food show, grand, Ronald Collins III, large ag mech, grand, Abram Gonzalez, and then large ag mech, reserve, Nyla Vargas. Thank you.
Congratulations. Yes. All right, moving along to our Bastrop High School softball playoffs. We have Elliot Allen, our Director of Athletics here. Coach, welcome.
Good evening, Board, and Mr. Edwards. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of our Bastrop High School softball team. Had an unbelievable year. They competed all the way into the second round of the playoffs, and we're extremely proud of them. At this time, I'd like to bring Coach Morgan, our head softball coach, up to recognize these great athletes.
Thanks so much for having us. I'm not like blowing everybody out because I'm so loud. And there's a microphone. I'm so scared. Anyway, thank you, Coach Allen. I appreciate it. First, let me say I have phenomenal community. I have coaching staff that is tremendous, and my girls that came and work hard all the time. Let me introduce a few of them. I've got Hannah Sagabell, Riley Fawcett, Lacey Sullivan, Jessica Clay, Kara Spurlock. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Anyway, Kenzie Marcy and Molly Gertz. My coaching staff, I've got Stacy Howell, James Bain, and LaBarbara Roberson. And overall, the district season, JV had a 17-win season, 4 loss and 1 tie. And varsity, we were 16-16. We did make it to the second round of playoffs. We had 2 first district team, Laney Coy and Bailey Merritt. Second team all-district were Abby Abraham and Jada Canada. We had honorable mentions of Fallon Hall, Maddie Perez, and Jessica Clay. And the thing I'm probably most excited about is for our varsity program, we had 12 named varsity girls and 2 flex student athletes, so a total of 14 girls. And when we went to the district meeting, all 14 of those girls were academic all-district, which means that in our season of play, they maintained a 90 or better average across the board in everything. And in our alignment, and we had some stiff competition in our alignment, we had more academic all districts than any other high school in our alignment. So, thank you. Thanks for your help. Thanks for your support. Mr. Edwards, thanks for coming out and supporting when you did. Coach Allen, thanks for making that drive consistently for playoffs. And thank you for your help and your support over the course of the season. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Great job. Great job, coaches. All right, our final recognitions here. We'll be recognizing the Bastrop High School for UIL One Act play area, as well as color award for young artists, as well as dance and color guard. And then we'll be moving along to Cedar Creek High School for dance, as well as Cedar Creek High School for ballet folklorico. There we go, folklorico. Folklorico. All right, and also we'll be recognizing the best community of music education. Our presenter, Chico Portilla, Director of Fine Arts.
Thank
Got
you.
a lot there.
Mr.
You're busy.
Edwards. Yeah, busy. Again, thank you for allowing the Fine Arts Department this time to acknowledge some of our talented students and teachers. First, we'd like to recognize the Bastrop High School Theater program with 2 different awards, and here to talk about these achievements is their director, Mrs. Alexis Hastings.
Hi, good evening. Guys, will you come up here? Thank you. And thank you for having us here tonight. I want to thank the board, Mr. Portillo, for their continuous support of the fine arts and BISD. We couldn't do it without you. It is with immense pride and joy that I stand before you to honor the remarkable accomplishment of my theater students this year. I am here with only a handful of the amazingly talented thespians we have at Bastrop High School. This year has been a testament to the unwavering dedication, creativity, and passion that each and every one of our students has brought to the stage. From the first auditions to the final curtain call, they've poured their hearts and souls into their craft, embracing every challenge and opportunity with enthusiasm and determination. At this time, I would like to formally recognize Vitor, Grayson, Zoe, Audrey, Hunter, and Emily for being National Thespian Qualifiers. I would like to acknowledge Dustin, Wyatt, Sophia, Dresden, and Chavine for their Heller Award for Young Artist nominations, with a special congratulations to Wyatt Gonzalez for winning Bastrop High School's first ever Heller Award for his performance as Enjolras in Les Miserables. And finally, I would like to acknowledge the entire cast and crew of Bastrop High School's one-act play, The Ferryman, for breaking curses and making history by advancing to area for the first time in 10 years. Please give these students a round of applause. Thank you all so much for your time and dedication.
Next, we would like to recognize the Bastrop High School Dance Program. Ms. Cara Pasquale is their director. However, she is ill and couldn't make it, so I'll be filling in for her. Here with us tonight are the Honey Bear Social and Dance Officers, Jocelyn, Jennifer, Melanie, Briley, and Destiny.
Look at them.
Girls, ladies, can we give the school board a Honey Bear hello?
Nice. Thank you.
Stay up here, stay up here. They started their competitive season in February in San Antonio and in Liberty Hill, where they were crowned grand champions of those competitions. They concluded their season this spring with a show here with all the dance students. Ms. Pasquale would like to thank Crystal Gabriel, their principal, Mr. Edwards, and the board for your continued support of all the fine arts programs. So help me recognize these wonderful young ladies one more time. Thank you. Next, we want to bring forward Garnet Gilbreth, the color guard director of Bastrop High School, to talk about the accomplishments of her students.
Hi, good evening, school board, honored guests, parents, friends. Thank you so much. My name is Garnet Gilbreth. I have the distinct honor to be the head guard director here at Bastrop High School, and where we have 2 teams. We have a varsity team and a JV team. The varsity team travels all over the state, competing with schools like ours and bigger and smaller. Our JV competes virtually with a JV production, and we have done amazing this season. Here with me tonight, we have Hunter Bordenero. He is the captain of our varsity team, and Evelyn, who is the captain of our JV team. And our varsity had 3 first-place finishes at the Texas Color Guard Circuit competition this year. We placed second at area and qualified for state for 3 years in a row. We also, at WGI, that's Winter Guard International, San Antonio Regional, we were 4th in our round, going up against large 6A schools all over the country. And we made it to finals at that competition for 2 years in a row. Our JV AV qualified for the Winter Guard International National Virtual Championships for 3 years in a row, placing 8th in the nation. And yeah, it's been amazing. So, yay! Thank you so much.
Next, I would like to call on Ms. Santa Robbins, the dance director at Cedar Creek High School, to come to the podium and recognize her students for their successful competitive season.
Hello, good evening. I am actually going to give the mic to one of my seniors who's been in dance for 6 years. So she's been in dance since she was in middle school.
Good evening, board members. I would like to thank you for inviting us here tonight. My name is Tiffany Maddox, and I am a senior at Cedar Creek High School. I have been in dance since I was in middle school, so it's a bittersweet to leave when I graduate this week. Tonight, I would like to share how dance has shaped me in the years in Bastrop ISD. It has taught me discipline and what it means to hard work, and most of all, dance has taught me how to not give up when something gets hard. This has been an amazing year. Tonight I would like to, hold on. Sorry. This has been an amazing year for the CCMS Blue Diamonds. Not only have they performed at middle school games, but they did an annual combined performance with CCHS, BMS, and BHS. They have received Division I ratings in every routine in Liberty Hill, Crowd Pleasers, Cedar Creek Showtime, and SeaWorld Showtime competitions. This season they have received 5 first place and 3 second place trophies, as well as Judges Awards, Sweepstakes Awards, and invitation to participate in Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. This year, the Eaglettes have also had an incredible year. For the second time, we were invited to guest perform at the UT Dance Team Fall Show. We also competed at the Katy Dance Team Invitational, a pilot contest for dance in the UIL. We came home with a Division I rating. We ended our year on top with grand champions in our division and overall Division I and at Nationals dance competition last week. The first time the Eaglettes took a contemporary folklorico piece to compete under ballet folklorico in nationals and received first place. We have won numerous choreography awards, artistic awards, and high points this season. We could not have achieved all of our success without your support in fine arts. I hope that you will continue to see the value in dance education and how it has shaped us here tonight. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to share our success with you tonight. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to ask the CCHS Ballet Folklorico Directors, Mr. Ivan Ramirez and Ms. Ana Zamora, to come speak on behalf of the CCHS Ballet Folklorico Program.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ivan Ramirez.
My name is Ana Zamora.
This is my first time doing this, so I'm sorry if I start stuttering or something. But we've had an amazing season this year. We started off with, this is my first year directing the program, and I was honestly a little bit nervous of how we're gonna, the kids adapt and stuff like that. And thankfully, I feel like this team has been we bonded as a family, and it's been an amazing, amazing year. We started off our season at the North Texas Ballet Folklorico Contest and at the AT&T Center in Dallas, Texas, where we swept the whole competition. We won Best Solo, Best Duet, Best Ensemble, and Best Large Group. After that, we attended Bailes de Mi Tierra, which is hosted at Cedar Creek High School. And there, not only do we host it, but we volunteer, our students volunteer as in to help run the competitions. And obviously, they also compete when they're not volunteering and helping the program run it. So there, We received numerous awards, but one thing that I do want to announce is this is for the first time in the program history too. They received an invitation to perform in Guadalajara, Mexico, as in a huge festival called Colores del Mundo, which is really honestly where the top groups representing not only their state but their countries around the world go and perform there in Guadalajara, Jalisco. So this is something that our team and our district should be very proud of our kids because it's a huge accomplishment. And there we also tied as best of best in that competition, where we had the last year's best of best there compete, and we were able to tie it with them. So it's been a huge growth. From there, we were able to receive first place in our San Luis Aribeño Cuadro, second place in Hidalgo Wedding, and our first place in our Veracruz Antiguo Large Group in the high school JV division. In our Guanajuato, we also received a second place. We received a third place in our Afro, and in the small groups category, we received third place on the Jalisco JV and the high school varsity, as well as the duets. We received second overall. And we received a third on one of our solos, which is here with Mr. Roberto Puebla, and that was at the Bailes de Mi Tierra competition. Then after that, for the first time also in the program, I decided to take the kids to state this year, and this is where all the teams go, where we're competing with programs that have teams that are been dancing since in elementary, middle schools, like they're very well prepared. And I'm pleased to inform you that we received third overall in this competition, where we're competing against 17 high schools, where majority of them are the toughest of the toughest when it comes into our world in the folklorico industry. Then after state, we just this past weekend on Sunday, we came back from nationals, which is also the first time our students, our varsity teams went and competed there. And we're competing against not only private schools, but public schools. And I'm talking about over 900 entries. And that we were able to receive best of best traditional piece. This is overall all of the entries that were there as our cuadro with our Hidalgo wedding, which is pictured in the screen there. And we received second place. Well, that was by judges' choice, by the way, of all the entries that they saw, over 200, 300 entries that they saw over the 3 days. They decided to choose and gift us that award us that gift of the best cuadro. Then we received second place in our Hidalgo, second place San Luis Aribeño, which was also in the running of best of best in show. So that's an awesome thing that, we had two potential, we were up there with them. And we received second in our Masawa category, and we received first Hasta la Raíz. This was a dance that I was able to choreograph with the drill team, and I was able to take them with there in the Folklorico Contemporary, and they received their first place there. We received the second place in our Afro, and Miss Amora choreographed the hip hop. This is also the first thing that the program is doing. We're trying to incorporate different styles of dance, or the genre and their of dance. They just evolved, right, as dancers, and not just in the folklorico world, but everything in general, and especially in nationals, we need to compete in every category. We want to be able to receive your national title. And we received the first place solo. After all, this competition season has just been amazing throughout. And not only that, we've had the privilege of, because of our success, we've had visitors from Mexico wanting to come and work with our kids, and that itself is a huge thing. Like, they, just because of their hearing about our school through social media, about the judges that come and judge us, like where we compete, and they just communicate through there. Our program has been very successful this year, and I hope, obviously, I hope it continues to do so. We're an amazing team. We also have Mr. Cruz over there. He's an assistant with our program. He's been helping for about 8 years now, I believe. He's an alumni in the program, and he's been continued to work with us. And honestly, without us, with me having them too part of our team, we could not have done it. So, and obviously the work of our kids. So thank you guys, and I appreciate your support. I do want to mention the middle school. Also, they've had a really successful year. And Bailes de Mi Tierra, they've received several first and second place trophies. This is the second year actually, where 4 of their students, our 8th graders, are going to be in the varsity team. So these kids have been evolving and being tremendous when it comes to their dancing and wanting to just grow as dancers and individuals. So I just wanted to mention that a little bit from there too. So thank you guys, appreciate it.
And lastly, in the fine arts world, the National Association of Music Merchants honored BISD with the Best Communities for Music Education designation from their foundation for outstanding commitment to music education. This designation is awarded to districts around the country that demonstrate outstanding achievements and efforts to provide music access to and education to all students. To qualify for this designation, we answer detailed questions about funding, graduation requirements, music class participation and instruction time, facilities, and support for academic music classes. Our responses were verified and reviewed by the Music Research Institute at the University of Kansas, and we are proud of this as it makes the Bastrop ISD a destination place for music education. And this is our third time in 3 years to receive this distinction. So we're very proud of all of our music teachers in our school district, and I'd like to present this to Mr. Edwards, Certificate of Recognition by NAM. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Portillo, we appreciate it. At this time, we'll move into our open forum. The board encourages comments from citizens of the district or from district employees. Anyone that has signed up or wishes to speak either as an individual or as a representative of a group may do so at this time. The board asks that the comments pertain to public education. Remember that the board may not discuss or act upon any issues that are not posted on the agenda. If an issue mentioned is listed on tonight's agenda, the board will defer discussion of that issue until the appropriate time during the meeting. At no time will the board entertain questions from the audience and ask that all audience be respectful of other speakers and presenters. The board will not allow the use of any derogatory comments toward any individual staff member, teachers, or board members. The board has adopted a complaint policies that are designed to secure at the lowest administrative level a prompt and equitable resolution of complaints and concerns. Complaints brought by students and their parents may be heard in accordance with policies FNG Legal and FNB Local. We will be taking speakers in the order that the requests were received. We'll allow 30 minutes for open forum. We have one speaker signed up to speak this evening, therefore the speaker will be allowed 3 minutes. Our speaker that is signed up here tonight is Sandy Shortwell. Sandy, welcome.
Good evening. I just wanted to take a moment. I have joined Bastrop ISD in 2007. I've had 4 of my kids go through this district, and after all this time, we're finally moving away. I was talking to Mr. Edwards. We're moving to Gerald, Texas, so we'll be too far now to drive down here. But mainly as an educator in the multilingual department, I just wanted to really, really praise what's happening right now. I've seen all the different programs that we've had in the bilingual program, and what Ms. Trish Flores is doing right now, it's amazing. I've seen the results. I've seen the results as a teacher, and I've seen how my students and our parents are responding to it. I know we're rolling into our 2nd grade next year. I've had the privilege to work on curriculum with the multilingual department, and I just want to say I'm very, very sad that I'm leaving right now because I won't get to see the fruits of this labor. But thank you so much. It has been a pleasure all these years.
Thank you, Ms. Shortwell. All right, moving along to our superintendent's report and board discussion. We have our curriculum report, special education and dyslexia audit results. Derek Eberly, our Director of Special Programs and Services.
Good evening, Board. Mr. Edwards, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you about the awesome activity of being audited by TEA. So TEA does several things to us, with us, to monitor special education compliance and implementation. And you can see up there, there's a self-assessment, results-driven accountability, support plans, and the cyclical targeted review. Tonight, we're going to talk about the cyclical targeted review, which is a review that comes up every 6 years for every special education department in all school districts in the state. And this was our year. And so let me talk to you a little bit about that. So the cyclical monitoring includes two things. There's the on-site visit, which we had in April, and then a folder audit, which they are conducting right now. And I do have an update because I had a phone call with them yesterday morning. In the on-site visit, they visit 14 classrooms, including dyslexia classrooms. They talk to teachers and make sure that they understand special education policy and procedures. Do they understand how the district uses data in special education and otherwise? And does the district have a PD plan that trains teachers on policies and procedures? In the folder audits, they're looking for over 50 compliance items. Really, it's more because every item has 4 or 5 things that they can look for. So it's probably closer to 200 individual check boxes that they're looking that we checked. And then they're looking for ARD participation, parental collaboration, and if we get our students tested in an appropriate timeline. And then they also do an exit interview when they came to do the visit. So one of the things that we highlighted for them was our parent collaboration. It was a push for our department this year and will also be for next year. These are 2 things that Mr. Medley, my associate director, has done and spearheaded with our autism grant, where we did some coffee connections. It's been pretty neat. I've gotten to go to a couple of them. And then a couple Saturdays ago, we had a picnic as well for our students living with autism and their families, supporting those students. And so it was really neat, and TEA appreciated our efforts there. Along with our dyslexia, I didn't put one in here, but they also praised our dyslexia parent newsletters that go out every month, which is, again, something that Mr. Medley and a coordinator, Kelly Hubley, helped the teachers put together and give them a template to do that so it's not too arduous for them, but it's very helpful for the parents to get that information. So we gave TEA a presentation when they first came in on the very first day, and Mr. Edwards was there, and Dr. Warford was there, and some other directors. And we showed them our professional development plans that we mentioned. We talked about our parent engagement, teacher engagement, and high-quality instructional materials. And so at the end of the meeting, the manager for TEA for this audit said that they were very impressed, that they were doing some things that are best practice. He told me the next day that he went back to his meeting that evening and was talking about some of the things we were doing specifically with the instructional materials, high-quality instructional materials, and the melting of that for special education students. So those are some of the highlights that we did. Showed them the Special Education Advisory Council, which is called SPAC, which again, Mr. Medley helps coordinate that, where our special education teachers and dyslexia teachers get an opportunity every month to tell us how we're doing, concerns, praises, things like that. Autism Coffee Connections and Picnic I already talked about. Again, they like the high quality instructional materials. And then our department offered over 34 professional development opportunities throughout the school year. So again, they did 14 classroom visits, including dyslexia, and these are the items they were looking for: the understanding of special education processes, district uses data, and the professional development and our plan to train. So again, some of their comments were dyslexia teachers are happy, which is good. We like for our teachers to be happy. They really liked our ARD facilitator setup, which is our employees that help run our ARD meetings and complete the IEP paperwork. And they did have some feedback for growth, and they told us to focus on helping teachers use the data. They made a comment that we are very data rich, that maybe we need to do some training to help teachers navigate all this data so that they really understand. And when I knew this audit was coming, of course I knew 5 years ago it was coming, but when I talked about it this year, my goal was to not be surprised by anything they found. And this is something that we're aware of, that teachers need more training in the data that we've gotten. Some of our data components are brand new to this year, and so we're already talking about training them. And they also wanted us to monitor our discipline removals closely. So we get a report every year on the number of students that are removed from class, ISS, OSS, or DAEP, that receive special education services. and they want us to monitor that for disproportionality. So in our folder audit, which concluded the 20th, which was Monday, right? So what we'll do with the folder audit is they concluded the audit on the 20th, and then we go into a clarifications period, which is where I was talking with them yesterday and working on lots of stuff today. And it gives us an opportunity to, if they didn't see something or they think they didn't see something, gives us an opportunity to fix it before the report comes out. And so she had, our auditor had 10 areas, and I was able to whittle that down to 1 today. So of the 9 of the 10 was, some of them were her misreading the documents and not knowing where to look in our documents, so they were really or clerical errors. And then the 1 area, again, was not a surprise to me, was a part of our paperwork. It's called present levels of academic performance, and TEA wants it written a very specific way, and we have 2 cases where they didn't do that exactly as TEA thought, but I have an opportunity tomorrow to negotiate with the auditor and hopefully convince her that what we did was in the best interest of kids, which I believe it was. And then in the exit interview, again, lots of praise in person from the visit, that we're making student-centered decisions, and the manager, again, said that he was just very impressed with the district altogether. Do I have any questions?
Early on, you had McDade ISD written next to the coffee, and so do we work with them? Why was their name on there?
We partner with, so our autism grant that we received 2 years ago, and we successfully received again this year. It helps when we partner with smaller districts. It increases your opportunity to get the grant. So we partnered with McDade for that grant for the 4 years that we're going to receive it.
Nice, thank you.
Hey, Derek, just one quick question. The 14 student folders that you talked about, they just pick those at random, or how they?
They do. They pick
decide?
those at random.
Okay.
They did. Yeah. We tried to audit every 2,000 folder before they came, and we got pretty close.
Okay.
But yeah, they picked 14 random. Anything else?
Any other questions on the board? All right, Mr. Lee, thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
All right, and moving along here to our financial report, proposed budget. Dina Egger, our Chief Financial Officer. Ms. Egger, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
It's a pleasure to be here this evening. I will be presenting the proposed budget for fiscal year 24-25. As you know, this year has been especially challenging with very difficult decisions that needed to be made with the absence of a school finance bill coming out of the 88th legislature. That combined with federal COVID funding expiring made it really the perfect storm. But while this certainly was not a business as usual budget year, I feel very confident bringing forward our proposal this evening. So our proposed budget assumptions include an estimated 11,915 students in average daily attendance, which is about a 3.4% increase over current year. Early property value estimates are up over 9% at $8.46 billion, and this is before the protest, or before ARB. We're currently estimating our total tax rate at $6.79 compared to $7, so a very minor decrease there. We're proposing compensation increase of 2.4 million, and that's about a 2% increase for all staff. Elementary number 9 startup will be about $82,000. ESSER payroll absorptions and reassignments of about 1.2 million, and then we're adding 3 new CTE teachers for new programming at the middle school. So we have some new updates, new information since our last presentation. Again, the property values came in from the Central Appraisal District, estimating a 9.52% increase over the prior year. Again, this number will change as protests come in and negotiations are made. Our large contracted service with Gold Star Transportation will increase by 3.5% next year, and our director, J.W. Barrett, is here this evening to support us. Our healthcare increases were released a few weeks ago at 12.75% increase, which is about $720,000 to the district. So we have increased the district contribution towards all plans to help mitigate the increase to our employees, and we are still able to offer 2 free plans for individuals. Property casualty, my favorite. That insurance came in at nearly 65% higher, which is over $300,000 to the district. And then finally, we did receive that central appraisal district's proposed budget that will increase our payment to the CAD by 1%. And that BCAD budget is included in your board packet this evening, as well as the Gold Star contract. So moving into the proposed budget, this left column outlines where we started, and the right column is our proposed budget. So we're forecasting revenues around $129 million. That includes tax collections, other local revenue like interest earnings, state aid, and some federal revenue. Our expenditures started out at the left column with including all the ESSER payroll at about $3 million, plus the additional payroll items that we just discussed previously. Non-payroll is comprised of utilities, operations and maintenance, and transportation, and all the things we need to keep the district running. After application of our balancing strategies, we are able to present a budget that is balanced with utilization of some fund balance. And this is the column on the right. So this fund balance was set aside a few years ago, if you recall, for economic stabilization in anticipation of knowing that we were going to be losing ESSER funding. So a high-level review of balancing strategies include department budget reductions of 15%, some prepaid expenditures, payroll offsets to grant funds, position freezes and changes, and then assigned fund balance. So there were a dozen other smaller efficiencies that were made, but these bullets are really the heavy hitters for balancing this budget. So this next chart is our property value history over 10 years, showing pretty steady growth, with tax year 2022 very clearly standing out among all the other years at 42% growth. The other thing to note here is that beginning in 2023, the new 100K homestead exemption is included. That's a result from Senate Bill 2 passing by the voters this past November. So this will decrease the amount of property value available for collections. And as a reminder, as property values increase, the tax rate will continue to compress. And the district will only collect on values equal to 2.5% property value growth. So in looking at this chart, the district has decreased the total tax rate by more than 37 cents since 2018. And we anticipate, again, very little change going into tax year 2024. Looking at next steps, we'll publish our required notice in the Bastrop Advertiser the week of June 1st, and then we'll hold the public hearing for the budget adoption on June 18th. We'll then get updated property values from BCAD on July 25th, which will then determine our tax rate. We'll present that to the board in August, and then we'll hold the tax rate hearing and adoption in September. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Just right quick, the assignment from fund balance, how much are we, I missed that number. Are we
So the
pulling
assigned
out?
fund balance is $1.5 million.
Okay.
And then we're using $500,000 of workers' comp fund balance.
Okay.
Ms. Edgar, this does not affect our classroom. We're still going to have all of our teachers.
We have not reduced the
And
classroom.
so the classrooms are going to be the same.
That's correct, yes. Yeah, the 15% was only 2 departments.
With regards to the BCAD, I saw that in the board book, and their numbers have really gone up over there. Are they adding staff? Is that what's happening? The vehicles went up?
So they
There's a
did,
lot of-
they added an addition to their buildings, and we
Oh.
really saw a larger increase last year.
Right.
This year, it's only 1%, so I was really pleased. I was like, yes, thank you, Fawn. We really needed that this year, so, but yeah, they built an addition, and so.
Yeah, I remember that increase. This shows 17% increase, but that's, I guess, to take care of all the staff and stuff like
Yes,
that? Okay.
yes.
For the space that we paid for
Yes,
last time.
that's right.
That makes sense.
And I don't know about these notices, but don't forget about Community Impact, our new newspaper in the community. For
Say
your
that again?
notices, for your notice
Oh.
of the heering.
Oh, yeah, we could do community impact. I forgot
Right.
about that.
Just a thought.
Yeah,
So.
they're probably cheaper, actually. That's a good idea. Anything else?
Any other questions? All right, and this is something we will be voting on in the June board meeting,
That's
correct?
correct.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, moving along to our Human Resources and Student Services Report. It's for information only, as well as the Operations Report, which brings us into the Police Department report, intruder detection and audit report of Red Rock Elementary, Camino Real Elementary, and Cedar Creek Intermediate, as well as district vulnerability assessment results. We have Ted Coleman, our Safety and Security Coordinator.
Good evening, Board. Mr. Edwards. So I'll present on two things. First, we'll start with the intruder detection audit. So Red Rock Elementary had a finding. That finding was a teacher allowed or would have allowed access to the auditor to come into the school. I spoke to the safety committee before we came over here, and I'm going to use the same example. He was trying to be courteous, trying to do something nice to a very professional retired educator, and I would probably try to open the door for her too. However, that's something that we've addressed. Campus administration has done the training, the proper steps that they need to know or need to do, and I don't think we'll have any issues going forward. So I present this tonight, and then I'll submit some reports to TEA. And again, the auditor, she didn't actually make entry into the building, but the teacher did allow access for her to come in if she chose to do so. The two other that are listed as findings are Camino Real Elementary and Cedar Creek Intermediate. Both of those are mechanical and has nothing to do with staff, teachers, administrators. The air pressure at at Camino Real, air pressure had to be adjusted. Some doors would close all the way, and then some doors wouldn't close all the way. We contacted American Constructors. They checked everything. They came out immediately, fixed the issues. The ironic piece about this, about 2 hours before the auditor hit the school, I was with another auditor at the same school, and we checked all the doors, and all the doors were fine. They just adjusted some pressure, adjusted the doors. We have no issues. The auditor just asked that we document this, that maintenance made this visit, and take that recommendation and submit this to TEA, but there are no other actions that are needed at that time. Is there any questions about the intruder detection audit? And then we can move into the good stuff.
All right, let's move.
All right, here we go. So you guys probably won't be as excited about this as I am, but this is the District Vulnerability Assessment, or the DVA. So it's a pilot program that we volunteered for. I was like, why, TEA auditors, why can't we just have one more? So we did. We got one more to come up. This assessment pertains to the facilities. How can they access, or how can anyone access the school? What's the emergency operations and procedures? What's our policies? Do we have operating equipment that is operational? Do we keep records of our maintenance? How do we send out communications? How do we send out emergency communications? It's 584 items, so I will save you the other 499, but it's 584 items that were inspected throughout the district at every campus minus one. This assessment also consists of interviews with the staff, faculty, and administrators, and those interviews consisted of questions: what do you do in if this happens? All scenario based. What's your district's policy on this? And I can say that I was extremely, extremely proud of the way that teachers and administrators answered those questions, showing that they knew what to do and that the campuses were doing the right things. I've been in this position from out of the campus for about 1.5 years now, and I think we have made a lot of progress, and we're going to keep going forward. It was really impressive to watch everyone talk to the auditors and know what they're talking about. So why do we volunteer? Well, I talked to Chief and I talked to Mr. Edwards, and I said, I think we're in a good spot. Let's have someone else check us out. oh, by the way, this is a pilot program, so in a year or 2 years, they're not going to ask us, they're just going to come out anyway. And this gives us the opportunity to go ahead and identify any weak spots that we need to fix. So that's one of the reasons that we volunteered. They also gave us the opportunity to provide some questions, or not really questions, but give recommendations, talk about our best practices to some of the other, or for the other audits that will happen across the state. There's a select few that have volunteered for the program, and we had the opportunity to navigate and to drive what that process would look like. And I think that was very helpful. Then also, I had the opportunity to build a couple, but one really, really strong relationship with the TEA auditor and some of the safety security personnel at the TEA office by being with them for way too much time for an entire week. All right, some of the best practices that they talked about within our district is in the beginning of the year, starting in January, all of our campuses went to everything digital as far as forms. So we have 4 forms for each drill that must be completed. Those drills those forms get filled out, they get uploaded. It's all digital. Once I've already archived this year's file and already set up the drill plans for next year, which administrators will have the ability to go in over summer and start planning out their schedule for next year. Those 4 forms paint a really, really good picture for our after actions review, and it's really good documentation to show where we could use some improvement and what we're doing really well at. One of the things, I think it was over at BIS, one of the classrooms had images posted, and it depicted for the deaf or hard hearing students on what to do in the case of an emergency. That is not something I came up with. That's Ms. Nicholas and Mr. Sanchez that came up with that. We'll be going with that across the district starting next year. But they point at a photo or a picture on the wall, and it shows them step by step, deaf or hard of hearing students what to do since they're not hearing the instructions. One of the other things is the interior locked door policy. So when we started the intruder detection audit and districts were failing their audits, they had the opportunity, they had the chance to say, we don't want you to audit, or we don't want the interior doors checked, just make sure the exterior doors are checked. Well, we have kept the standard the same, and that is all classroom doors are locked, as well as exterior doors locked, guaranteeing the safety and just making sure that expectation didn't change because the standard was high. We set the standard high, we achieved the standard, and that's what we're going to keep doing. And then one of the other things that they highlighted was the medical supplies placed throughout with the AEDs, stop leak kits, Narcan stations, EpiPens, located strategically throughout the school other than just the nurse's office, to where students can go gain access to that if needed, or first responders can get access to that, which is marked for them to find easily. And then one of the things I think I left off is we had a couple APs in the district. I know Jackie Dixon was one over at Lost Pines that creates training videos for staff on the procedures of drills, of what to do and how to conduct the drills, that she can use that as a refresher, and she can train new staff with that as well. So with the audit, again, 584 items, we had a couple suggested improvements. And those improvements were to install peepholes or cameras on delivery doors to the cafeterias. That's a solid door, you can't see out, can't see in, as well as a couple of the gyms that had the doors on the back side. No one comes in or out of those doors, but TEA suggested that we put a peephole or a camera in, to where if we need to gain visibility, then we can do that. Those peepholes, they're installed as of May 13th. They're all installed tonight. When I get home, I will submit all of this to TEA, saying that I have presented this to the board. And earlier this evening, we presented to the School Safety Committee, and we have exceeded all standards across the board. And one thing that I just want to be really, really, really adamant about, I couldn't get the auditor to tell us that we were the best in the state. But I'm going to tell you that we were the best in the state. So he was alluding to answering the question, but I didn't take him to lunch enough. So we did awesome. It's really cool to look back and see, you know, some of the things that we implemented or new changes that TEA came up with out of nowhere that everyone adapted and responded to immediately. And that really highlights the administrators, particularly the assistant principals who are the safety security personnel at their folks or at their campus and training their folks to do what they need to do and make sure everyone understands everything. So super proud of them, and it's been a lot of work, and it's paid off. It's been very rewarding. So with that, I will answer any questions.
You conducted the drills. Do you do any type of surprise checking of the classes, checking of the, you know, the district's surprise
Absolutely.
visits?
Ms. Armstrong, I'm so proud that I'm your first question. Thank you. We worked on the shack together, so now she thinks she can pick on me. But, yeah, absolutely. So there's a process of how when campuses conduct drills, they also have a leadership team. And on that leadership team, there's items that needs to be inspected by the assigned leader that is checking that. So if we're doing a fire drill, there's someone that's going to check the door, making sure the doors are closed back. They're going to make sure all the students are out. If we're doing a lockdown drill and all students are supposed to be out of sight, the window shades pulled down, lights are off, all voices are off. There's people walking by those doors to see if that's what's happening. And then if there's issues that need to be addressed, that leader on that team will say, room 106, I could hear laughing and giggling in the back. And then that's brought up during the AAR. I learned from a really, really awesome assistant principal, Natalie Benight. She would take those lists during the AAR. We'd complete the AAR. She would take whatever action items that she just pulled from the AAR and go address that class with that individual, that teacher immediately. And then going forward, there was no other issues. Maybe it was 107, but it wasn't 106 anymore. So there's a very methodical list of how we check things and how we make sure that everyone, all boxes are checked on the procedures of our policies. The way
But
we
the
do
drills and the checks aren't scheduled, not all of them.
Say that again, sir?
They're not scheduled, they're
No.
random.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely. Was that the question?
Yeah, just kind of the
I was
surprise.
just so
at-
happy that you asked me the first question.
We like everything you
I-
said.
I do have one more. Your peepholes.
Yes.
I'm 5, okay, 2, pushing it.
How tall are you?
Yeah.
So
And
if
you're
you are
6'2".
4,
Well, could
10.
I reach, those peepholes, sometimes you can't see them, so,
So if you can see out of 410, you can see
okay,
out.
is that what they're at? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. from the
I mean, I know
front
everyone isn't a giraffe, so
Yeah.
I considered you. Any other questions?
I just want to say thank you for working so hard to keep our students
Kelly, I'm
safe.
sorry.
I said, I just want to say thank you for working so hard to keep our students safe. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate
Thank you all for your
hard work.
support, and we'll just keep going. We're in a good spot, and we can only.
Mr. Cohen, I think one of the things also alluded to is that we do these audits and we do these drills, and that's part of the routine, but we also just randomly have our police force going around checking these doors every day.
So that's something we do, Mr. Dillon. We don't just do a random check here and there. The officers check our doors every day when they're walking up and down the hallways. Things that I've asked teachers and administrators, they're not an officer, but they know if the door is unlocked or not. So as they're passing up and down the hallway, I'm on an average of 10 campuses per day. I'm doing the same thing. And then we have a weekly audit it's called the door tracker, that I created a spreadsheet. All the officers fill it out once per week. It gets logged in a logbook that shows who checked it, when they checked it, if there's any issues. So we have a good system to make sure everything's in place, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, and Mr. Moore and I get the privilege of sitting on the safety committee, which I believe meets quarterly, where we see a lot of this information. We had one today before this meeting, and I tell you, it was really encouraging to see how that committee's come along, especially with the coordination of Bastrop ISD, the Sheriff's Department, SWAT, Emergency Management, the Fire Department. I mean, they're really engaged. They really like what we've done, where we're going, but this has been a true team effort, and it's a lot. even chief and all his officers, even to maintenance and operations, getting the peepholes in quick or fixing, what we fixed, 150 doorknobs, I believe, or something like that, just to get compliant with the state regulations and things like that. And so keep up the good work, and again, thank you for what you do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All y'all. All right, moving along here to our deputy superintendent report. That's for information only, which will take us into our consent agenda item. Would any board member like to pull any of the consent agenda items for discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda items as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion, and we have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving along to some action items here. Consider approval of low attendance waiver request. Chris Taywater, Director of PEMS and Data Quality. I gotta ask this one. Can you tell us again what PEMS means?
And that stands for Public Education Information Management System. It was created in 1987 when I was 2 years old. So that way the legislature has a way of tracking how school districts spend their money and the services that we provide to students.
Hey, I like the answer. That's great.
Practice, though.
It was a simple question, not the history.
All right. Fair enough. So I come to you guys this evening for an action item for a low attendance waiver for the 2023-2024 school year. Texas Education Agency allows school districts to submit a variety of state waivers, and a low attendance waiver allows us to exclude specific days that are related to weather, safety, or health-related issues. We can submit one waiver for multiple days. We can submit waivers for the entire district or for individual campuses that experience these types of incidents. So for the one that I bring you tonight, the biggest one is for Monday, April 8th, due to the solar eclipse, or as some people, based upon our attendance, solar apocalypse, because our attendance on that day was 54.85%. Our attendance this year is at 91.93%. So we did not have a lot of kids on that day, but thankfully we stayed open and provided some excellent activities for kids, and Commissioner Morath allowed us to submit districts that remained open, submit a low attendance waiver. In addition to that, my team goes through and checks attendance daily to look for issues where we have low attendance, where we meet those thresholds. So we have 2 additional days. The additional days is Wednesday, January 17th. If we go all the way back to the beginning of the second semester, we had inclement weather coming off of MLK. We closed that Tuesday. We opened up Wednesday due to below freezing conditions. And so Red Rock Elementary, Cedar Creek Intermediate, and Cedar Creek Middle School all had low attendance that qualified for a low attendance waiver. So they have to have 10% lower compared to their attendance last year, and they met that threshold. And then the last day is for Monday, April 29th for Bastrop Intermediate School due to safety concerns. There was a threat that was posted. The district responded immediately, stating that they were working with our police department and local law enforcement officials to determine the legitimacy of that threat. But that following Monday, BIS had an attendance rate of 60.89%. Their attendance rate last school year was 94.2. So they're well within that threshold of qualifying for that low attendance waiver. And so what this attendance waiver does is it allows us to exclude those low attendance days from our state funding calculations. So it basically holds us harmless on that days, and we don't take a hit on those low attendance. And so my recommendation is that the board approve the filing of the low attendance day state waiver to TEA per the student attendance counting handbook as presented. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
One quick question. We've seen these requests before. How often are we not approved for these in the past? Have there ever been times where they say, nah, not going to do it?
Not necessarily. I mean, again, because of the justification due to weather, safety, or health related,
Yeah.
we try to do a really good job to make sure that we have enough evidence and documentation to support.
Sure.
They may come back and ask for additional information, but I've not seen them decline.
So we're not wasting our time.
No, and really, it doesn't hurt, especially when we had April 8th, because again, that attendance was just so low.
Sure.
That's going to make a huge impact.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a maximum of days you can request?
Yes, it's actually by minutes because the state about 8 years ago changed to minutes, but we're allowed a maximum of 4,200 minutes a year. So with these, we're still well within our threshold of being able to do it. And like I said, my team looks, things like senior skip day, of course, that's low attendance on that campus, but it's not a safety, weather, a health-related justification where we could put in a waiver.
So for this waiver, it's the whole district for the 8th?
Yes,
Three
sir.
schools for the other one for the inclement weather, and then one school for the threat?
Yes, sir, and we'll submit it as one waiver. The waiver has to be in by July, but we like to get it in so that way we can get data updated, so that way we can get updated attendance calculations and make sure that it's reported correctly.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any other questions for Mr. Taywater? This time I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the filing of low attendance day state waiver request to the TEA as per the Student Attendance Accounting Handbook as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Taywater.
Thanks, sir.
All right, moving along, we'll consider approval of affiliation agreement between Bastrop ISD and Angelo State University for student clinical experience. We have Dr. Janelle Morris, Director of Student Services. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, trustees. I present for your consideration an affiliation agreement between Bastrop ISD and Angelo State University for student clinical experience. As the board is aware, due to the reduction of ESSER funds, we are unable to financially sustain the current number of social workers in the district for the 2024-25 school year. We are seeking to continue supporting our students by bringing additional social worker interns to our campuses. Bastrop ISD already has a similar partnership with Texas State University and the University of Texas at Austin. Approving the agreement with Angelo State University as presented will allow us to expand our pool of intern recruits and provide our local college students with the opportunity to gain valuable hands-on experience necessary to satisfy the requirement for their degrees and social worker licenses. I'm proposing approval of the affiliation agreement between Bastrop ISD and Angelo State University for student clinical experience as presented, and I'm happy to answer any questions from the trustees.
Any questions for Dr. Morris?
Dr. Morris, does, the students that are coming from Angelo State University, do we know, are they college level, graduate level? What level are they at?
So the one that will be coming to us from Angelo State University at this time is pursuing their master social work.
Okay, thank
So
you.
are these positions paid?
We have offered a stipend in the past. Our social worker coordinator, when discussing affiliation agreements for the 2024-25 school year, let all of the universities know that we would not be able to guarantee stipends due to our financial exigency status, and they were all
That's what I was
okay with
concerned
that.
about, yes, thank you. And these are hours that they are required to accumulate in order to qualify for the certification.
Correct. So it's a beneficial relationship for both of us.
So they do get a pay
Yeah.
that way. Thank you.
Dr. Morris, will they go to the elementary school?
So part of the affiliation agreement is that social worker interns do have a say in the campus that they're assigned to. And so if they request a secondary campus, we're not able to assign them to an elementary campus. We can request that, but if that's not filled, then we'd still find it beneficial to take on the secondary ones. We are losing a social worker that we've had full-time at the Gateway campus, and we know that those students in particular benefit from that relationship.
And then aside from their principal, campus principal, who will have oversight on the social?
So we have 5 social workers that we will continue to employ full-time next year that are qualified according to the affiliation agreement to supervise those interns.
All right, any other questions for Dr. Morris?
I've got, how many interns do we usually get?
It's varied over the years. For the 2024-25 school year, we are currently anticipating having 3 social worker interns. We've had as many as 7 in one year and as few as 1.
And they're full-time? I mean, for lack
So
of
their hours vary based on their university and based on the degree or the license plan that they're going for.
All right, any other questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve the affiliation agreement between Bastrop ISD and Angelo State University for student clinical experience as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we will consider approval of memorandum of understanding between Bastrop ISD and St. Edward's University, a social work program. Dr. Morris?
Yes, trustees, I present for your consideration a memorandum of understanding between Bastrop ISD and St. Edward's University Social Work Program for the same reason that we are considering the affiliation agreement with Angelo State University to expand our pool of interns and alleviate some of the gaps being created by the financial exigency.
Any questions for Dr. Morris? All right, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve the memorandum of understanding between Bastrop ISD and St. Edward's University Social Work Program as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, thank you. Next, we'll consider approval of an interlocal agreement between Bastrop ISD, McDade ISD, Smithville ISD for the Bastrop Works Program. Mark Medley, our Assistant Director of Special Programs and Services.
Good evening, President Mushing, members of the board, and Superintendent Edwards. I am here presenting proposed updates to our existing interlocal agreements between Bastrop, Smithville, and McDade ISDs for access to the Bastrop Works 18-plus transition program. The agreement allows eligible students residing in McDade and Smithville to access services available at Bastrop Works based on tuition paid by those districts per student. Special Programs and Services is proposing an increase in the per-student tuition, which has not been increased since the 2019-2020 school year. The current annual tuition is $7,500 for part-time students and $15,000 for full-time students. We are proposing to increase this to $10,000 for part-time students and $20,000 for full-time students. This price is reflective of what it costs BISD to educate students at Bastrop Works during the 23-24 school year. We are also proposing to amend the hours per week that define a student's schedule as being part or full-time. Currently, 0 to 20 hours is part-time, and we propose changing that to 0 to 19, which would make any student with a schedule of 20 to 40 hours full-time and put them at the full-time tuition rate. We are proposing that both of these updates begin with the 24-25 school year, and we have made McDade and Smithville ISDs aware of these proposed changes and that we're presenting those proposed changes to you tonight. And both districts are planning to send students to Bastrop Works next year. Just had an ARD meeting yesterday with Smithville to add a new student for next year. So I'm recommending the board approve the proposed changes to the interlocal agreements between Bastrop, McDade, and Smithville ISD as presented. Do you have any questions for me? I'm happy to answer them.
I'm glad to hear that they can afford to do that with the economic situation all school districts are facing, because that would be a concern.
They totally understood
Yeah.
the necessity for that, especially when we looked at how long it's been since we did a price increase for that tuition.
And for these small districts, they can't afford to have a program of themselves for so little students, so it's more cost-effective, I guess, to send them our way.
Yeah, that's essentially what it comes down to. The option for them would be to continue to educate those students on their campuses, like on a high school campus, which is not best practice for students once they reach the age of 18. And because we've got such a well-developed program within Bastrop ISD, it benefits them to have a place for their students to come and engage with that transitional learning. And then it benefits our district because we receive tuition for those students.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Medley? All right, I move to approve the interlocal agreements between Bastrop ISD, McDade ISD, and Smithville ISD for the Bastrop Works program as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving along here to consider and approve term and probationary contracts for teachers recommended by the administration. Ms. Diane Green, our Director of Human Resources, welcome.
Good evening, board members and Mr. Edwards. Thank you for having me tonight. So I am here to present the final list of names for contract consideration. And these were individuals that were not quite ready to come in April. And so we were finishing up T-test evaluations and other administrative tasks. So I bring them to you tonight for consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Are there any questions for Ms. Green? At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the term and probationary contracts for teachers recommended by the administration as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Green. On our information items, the Board of Trustees calendar of events, as well as enrollment and the Bastrop Central Appraisal District 2025 proposed budget and single budget purchases more than $50,000 are all for information only. Are there any objections to adjourning this meeting? If there are none, meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
I want more of the cake.